We're rolling.
We're
believe.
live.
So this is the.
Sorry, I got to work.
So technically, this is like our 9th episode.
We're losing count.
It's not. We have 8 on YouTube, so I guess this is 9.
Wow.
But yeah, we're back. It's been a while.
Been a minute.
I feel like it's been a while. I guess the last one you, Calvin did was that was before I went to Florida, so that was probably
a month ago, right?
Probably a month ago, yeah.
Yeah, life's been busy. We've been getting in the weed of things.
Yeah. You trying to go to the A&M Arkansas game?
Yeah, is it still happening?
Yeah, it'll be here in Dallas.
I thought that there was rumors it was going to be canceled.
Not that I know of, at least.
Can we get tickets? Because I'm down.
Yeah.
Are we going to get free tickets or the sitting paid ones? I'm down to buy tickets.
I mean, I don't know how we'd get free tickets.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody we've known's graduated.
Every time I'm scrolling through some kind of social media, it's like once a week. I always see that play of when Arkansas was playing UNT, and they had that fake call. I don't know what you'd call that. But
to be fair, that's such a horseshit fucking. Because here's my reasoning of why that's kind of scummy. Is like, we could have blown that fucker up, but like player safety of you having a full seat ahead and you not just wanting to kill a guy, like you stop for that player safety because you don't want to just.
I think everyone just kind of assumed he was about to get lit up, and he probably called a fair catch. But they should have been looking at it to make sure he called it.
But like my thing of why that's kind of scummy, and I'm pretty sure Shannon Sharp said the same thing, is like that like. Your kick returners are the most vulnerable because like you're getting hit by a guy running full speed.
That's why that's people
we didn't crush the dude because like you don't want to just like helmet to helmet and potentially career-ending injury.
And if you did, say they would have lit his ass up, it probably would have been a flag.
Yeah. Oh, it would have been a targeting.
Yeah, it would have been a targeting somehow. Yeah.
So like the reason like I think that's such a bullshit and like kind of scummy call like play is because like
it was kind of
we didn't hit him to like prevent an injury to that player.
Right.
I'm running through a fucker's face if that happens to us.
Right.
Especially when we play the same guys. That kick returner, I don't care if I know he calls a fair catch. I'm decleating him.
Right.
Because like that's just like a fucking scumbag thing to do in my opinion.
Yeah, that was that shit was.
Yeah, we were on Sports Center for a while.
Dude, it's still on Sports Center.
Like,
I swear. It's on social media all the time. It's on highlights of like.
I think it's top 10 for that week of worst plays.
Whenever everyone's like shit on Arkansas, when there's like highlights of like how Arkansas's kind of turning their shit around right now.
We'll see.
It's like how that year was just a shitty year.
We had 3
Last year was better, but it was a weird year because of COVID. But we played really well. Mm-hmm. We didn't win a lot of games, but dude, we almost beat fucking. I think it was Georgia or Auburn. I can't remember which it was. But it was a bullshit call at the end.
It was Auburn, I'm pretty sure, right?
I think it was. But it was like whoever the fucking quarterback, I can't think of shit right now. But he threw the ball down.
30-28.
Yeah, he threw the ball down and he spiked it and he turned around to throw it down. It was some weird penalty or not a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. It should have been a penalty or something like that. And it should have been a turnover or something like that.
Yeah.
And it just caused some
any
bullshit.
Call is going to go Auburn's way over Arkansas. Yeah, it's like Bama. If Bama isn't a game time decision, they're getting the fucking call.
Right.
It's like that's just how the cookie crumbles. It's like Lakers are going to get a call with LeBron James on the field. Like, you know, that's why what makes those crazy teams even harder to beat is they get the benefit of, besides the Saints. The Saints get hosed.
That shit was
the Saints,
shitty.
Bro, 2 years in a row of some ridiculous oh man,
I feel bad because Drew Brees
played through 11 broken ribs.
He wanted to fucking
shit.
He needed a Super Bowl last year and the year before.
Do you see the injury list he played with?
Yeah, he played through. There's a lot of injuries. I know.
Okay, this was his injury list that he played with throughout the whole year, and I'll say that guy's the toughest motherfucker I've ever seen. Torn rotator cuff in his shoulder. Torn fascia in his foot. I don't know how to pronounce that. 11 broken ribs and a collapsed lung.
Motherfucker. How many ribs do you have in your body? 11?
12. 11 broken ribs, a collapsed. He played an entire year with those injuries. And he's 41.
Dude.
Tippable. Very tippable. I like Drew Brees. I'm not a Saints fan, but Drew Brees seems like a very class act guy.
I'm not a big Saints fan, but I do...
I don't hate.
I'm not a hater. Like I like the Saints because they're a respectable franchise.
If the Patriots aren't in, and like if it's an NFC game and like an NFC playoff game, I'll probably root for the.
Drew Brees is probably one of my top 5 favorite backs.
And he's going down, cemented his legacy. But Brees, anytime the Saints in the NFC, I'll root for the Saints if it's a game that I don't like the teams I don't care about because I'm like I like.
You see Josh Allen's deal?
Yeah.
fucking 6 years for like
Fatty.
250 something, 258 or some shit like that.
Yeah, he got a crazy guarantee. I can't remember what it
It's
was.
like 100 and something million guarantee.
258 million.
yeah.
I thought his guarantee was nuts, dude.
It was like 100 something, I think, guarantee.
100 million fully guaranteed. That means he could be like, I retire tomorrow.
He's like one of those quarterbacks. He's kind of like Dak, where like
Yeah.
he's proven himself, but he's
like,
not like a great. He's not
he's
like
not
he's not like
gonna-
Patrick Mahomes, where he's like he is great.
But Patrick Mahomes like deal screwed so many
Dude.
organizations because of the money he got. Everyone's gonna be like,
10
I
years.
want that money, and I don't blame the guys.
I mean, 6 years is pretty good.
yeah, the Chiefs.
I mean, Dak only got 4.
Chiefs
Well,
went
4.
all in, bro. Like
Yeah.
if Patrick Mahomes turns out to slowly decline, they're gonna be like kicking themselves,
Right?
Because I mean, no matter how good he is,
imagine if he just had like those two
Yeah.
whatever great years or whatever 3,
yeah,
and just somehow like he
a 10-year deal
becomes like
man.
really injury prone or something, and just like starts breaking
Exactly.
bones and shit like that. And
exactly.
he's up signed for 10 years.
That's why like I'm mind blown.
That's a long deal. I mean, he got what he's worth.
Yeah,
he
he
got
did.
what $500
I
million
wouldn't-
or some shit like that.
Yeah, and minority access to the or minority ownership of like the fucking Royals or something like that, like or something crazy.
yeah. Because his dad used to play was baseball, and so he's a big baseball fan.
Yeah, I think that's a very with the nature of the sport and how prone people are to injuries. It's a very risky, like 10 years, man.
I don't think anyone's ever been signed up in
No.
any sport.
Maybe
Baseball. I know there's been baseball. I think
I think basketball. What's his name? Scottie Pippen got a crazy deal.
but his deal was shit though.
Yeah, he got fucking hoed.
I know Mike Trout got a huge fat deal. I don't know how long
yeah.
his was.
Yeah, Mike Trout. But like even then, even if it's longer, like baseball, the injuries
they don't
are
get injured.
different. Is way different than NFL. Like Mahomes could get like a fucking
Like baseball, unless you're a pitcher, you might get injured a lot more.
Yeah.
But if
But like
you're
in terms of the nature of like the lifespan of the baseball, it's much longer than it is for professional football.
yeah, he
Even
got a
if you're
12-year
quarterback.
deal, Mike Trout,
Yeah,
for
but it was
426.
Yeah.
So less than Mahomes.
Dude, you want to know what's crazy? Lionel Messi's Barcelona deal was 4 years, $674 million. The one that just expired before I went to PSG. Look,
That is insane.
Yeah.
Soccer is wild.
oh, dude, soccer's it's so much bigger
it's
than
crazy
any other
because
sport.
like
It's not
I don't
big here
know
'cause we
anyone
suck
that
dick.
likes soccer.
Because
Like,
we suck at it here in
I
America.
guess it's just
it's the world's biggest sport by a marginal.
yeah, it is for sure. It's just weird how like anyone in America, like I don't know anyone that likes soccer that like that's into soccer that much. Like
Yeah,
that's really
well,
into
the issue
it.
is like we don't have like they have over there they have La Liga and Germany has Bundesliga, like Italy has
Yeah.
Serie A. Like they have leagues of powerhouse teams of like that are the equivalent to like the NBA of like in terms of like skill. Then we have
Right.
the MLS here, which is a bunch of majority
Right.
everyone in the MLS sucks absolute ass, compared to like La Liga and all those guys.
Right.
Yeah, it's soccer players, dude. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo has, like, I think I read a thing. He gets paid almost like just off his Instagram following alone.
Because he has the most
picture-
Instagram followers in the.
Yeah, I think they said something like 900K a photo he posts on Instagram. But that's not even to do with his endorsements and contract. Like he's a millionaire.
Just
simply-
imagine
fuck,
just being able to like get that off every post. I'd be
Yeah.
posting every fucking minute,
dude.
I'd be posting a picture of me just be like, hey guys, literally caption,
No,
hey.
He posts a picture of like him on his private jet.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're such a dude.
Of course.
$1 million and you post like you in your private jet
Right.
flight. Like how you? I mean, hey, typical. I would do the same.
Yeah, fuck. If I had that much money, fuck yeah, I'd be on a private jet posting,
Yeah.
flexing. Hell yeah.
Absurd. Messi just went to PSG, which I'm trying to put this in NBA terms for you. So with COVID over in like soccer overseas doesn't have a salary cap,
Yeah.
which is a weird rule, which in my opinion is dumb. So PSG already has Neymar, Mbappe, Ramos, Messi, and their whole team is like they basically have like the dream team from the Olympics, like in basketball. I think like that's the best way to put it. Like the Olympic dream team on their starting roster, and soccer.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most absurd, but like there's no salary cap, which and
Right,
it's fucked
yeah.
because so like the organization that runs all of soccer. This is my very very limited knowledge of it. The organization, so there's like a bunch of there's like 8 people that run it that vote. The owner of PSG is on the board that made the decision to have no salary cap. So it's a monopoly. Like dude, the team
Right.
they have, no one can compete.
Right.
like especially the smaller clubs in the same divisions as them,
Mm-hmm.
dude, like you're not gonna go beat that fucking starting, like their front four is like Angel Di Maria, Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe,
Yeah, fuck.
who are just like all like incredibly
Insane.
talented.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't make
yeah.
sense.
Soccer's wild. To
It's
me,
pretty
'cause,
fucked
like,
though.
Man,
Honestly, just kind of strip the integrity of competition. Like there's no salary cap, and they're all funded. You can be privately funded.
Yeah.
So they have oil money because
Yeah.
the stakeholders of PSG, to my understanding, are all like oil owners for the entire country, and they can privately fund the club's salary.
Right.
So with no salary cap, they have billions of dollars of oil money coming in to be able to fund that team. It's all that's so for the content like
Yeah,
the
soccer's wild. I don't understand that shit.
yeah, but it's because of COVID. There's no salary cap, to my understanding.
Yeah, the sports without salary caps, they make bank.
Yeah, but
So I
it's
know, like, baseball-
salary caps need to be implemented for the integrity, or else you just have powerhouse
Oh, yeah.
teams like
Oh yeah,
if the Lakers didn't have a salary cap,
They would
they
be
have
the
the
best
most.
team.
They have the most
Right.
fucking capital to spend.
right. And
You know.
like the New Yorks and like
Yeah,
the,
and the
even
Celtics,
Dallas
too.
and Boston.
Yeah,
and,
like Red Sox, Yankees, and baseball. If they didn't have a salary cap, they have so much money, more
yeah.
money than somebody like the Oakland,
even like
Athletics.
Dallas.
Then
Fucking
but
the Marlins.
Yeah, salary caps are fucking like so
There
important
needs
to
to
the
be.
to the
Or
integrity of the
or
sport.
else it'd be
I also think a rule should be
dominant.
implemented, especially in football. 2 rules. 1, you can't franchise tag the same player back-to-back years. I think a franchise tag should be viable for 1, but you can't keep like the
same
Calvin
player.
Johnson effect. Like, he got franchise tagged over and over because then you can't leave when you get franchise tagged, and you're just paid.
Right.
You're paid the average of like the highest paid or whatever.
it's like
And then
Dak was franchised.
a certain players shouldn't be able to take up a percentage of a salary cap. An example, the Patrick Mahomes contract that takes up probably like 40% or 30% of the salary cap, and then you got 54 other people you have to pay.
Exactly.
And I think those rules need to be implemented also for the protection of the organizations, because Dak Prescott and Josh Allen are prime examples of they have all the power and the chips at the table and the cards at the table compared to the organizations have to pay them,
Right.
even though neither of those players are worth the contracts that
Right.
they sign.
Yeah, I'm excited for this year for like the Cowboys and like football in general.
Y'all gonna go what? Well, there's no more 8-8, right? There's no more 500.
Yeah,
So
17. So we'll go 8
it's
7.
either 7
or
and 8.
8 and 9. I mean,
Yeah,
not-
so it's like 8-9 or 9-8. One of the two.
Nah, I
Another-
mean, shit. Even with that record, we probably win the division.
yeah,
With our shitty ass division.
yeah. Y'all's division is.
I mean,
hot.
like I say, I feel like I
Dog
say this
water.
every fucking year, but I feel like this year is gonna be different. Last year was different because Dak got hurt, so like you can't like say that
you
last
still
year.
wouldn't have beat out. I don't think in the playoffs. I think that
If Dak didn't get hurt, we would have been in the playoffs.
Well, no. I'm saying you wouldn't. I don't think y'all would have won in the playoffs.
No.
So I don't
probably
think,
not. We probably
Yeah,
would
you
have
would
lost
have
first
won the
game.
playoffs. I think for sure, but I don't
The
think
only,
you got
well, the only
over
reason like our team, like our defense was literally the worst defense probably in the league. Well, one of the worst. So
Yeah.
like you can't win without a defense with a
Yeah.
bad defense.
No, like Brady in 07, prime example, like the number one offense and 31st
you
or
can't-
32nd defense.
That's why
Yeah.
Dak's numbers were so amazing because
He
it was
was
all
on-
garbage time.
yeah.
It was all like
And he's
he
out
had,
there
like 400
slinging-
yards a game. He was slinging
Yeah.
the ball in the third, fourth quarter
Who
because
was
we're
it?
down 20.
I think it was in fantasy. There was like one of the best quarterbacks in fantasy was simply because of their garbage time.
Yeah.
Like was it
I mean,
Jameis Winston or Derek Carr one year where
It
their
could've been
garbage
Derek Carr.
time, their garbage time numbers would give them
that's
like 30.
smart though to like pick up a quarterback
Yeah.
like that where like
Yeah.
they're a good quarterback but they have a shitty team maybe.
Yeah, I had
So, like,
Kyler
Derek-
Murray last
like-
year in fantasy. I drafted
Yeah.
him and got him in a good place.
Yeah,
Dude, the
he was
Chiefs are looking. The Titans too with the Julio signing.
Yeah, they're gonna be
I'm,
good.
I'm curious if Julio or what's his name?
The Titans were solid
Brown.
last year.
What's his name? Brown on the receiver for the Titans.
AJ Brown.
Dude, he might be a really good
Yeah.
fantasy pickup this year
AJ's good.
because
it's AJ
Julio
Brown.
is going to be
Is it AJ Brown?
It's AJ Brown
Okay.
because
I get him confused with AJ Green. It's AJ Green. Yeah.
AJ Green.
He was
AJ Green is like one of the most talented players ever, but his injuries held him back. And the Bengals organization
Bengals sucked,
fucked
yeah.
him so hard. He had the same like scenario as Calvin Johnson, in my
Yeah.
opinion, of just a bad organization being injury prone and
Mm-hmm.
not winning anything. So what's the point of going out and getting injured all the time when your team's going 4-12 in the
Right.
every year?
Yep.
He went to TCU,
Chicago now.
right? Andy Dalton's a
He's
TCU
gonna. I think
guy,
he's gonna start with Chicago. I think.
Bro, Mitchell Trubisky.
Is he still on the Brown or the?
I think.
Is he still on the Bengals or the?
Bro, you know
Chicago?
who did they pass on in that draft? Because that draft had Mahomes, Deshaun Watson.
Dak was in that draft.
Man, whoever
Right?
those scouts were. He was in the 2017 draft class. Hold on, let me look it up.
So
and
was Sam Darnold in that draft?
Yeah, because Darnold went, or was Darnold?
He was top.
No, Darnold went in 18, I believe, right? Wasn't Darnold 18?
I could be right. I can't remember. 17 or 18. Because Baker was 18, right?
I got a Baker jersey.
Baker was with, I think Baker and Sam Darnold came the same year.
The
totally wrong.
2017 was Myles Garrett went first overall.
Yeah.
Then Trubisky went second. Solomon Thomas went third. Leonard Fournette fourth. Corey Davis fifth. Jamal Adams went sixth. McCaffrey was in there. Mahomes was in there. Deshaun Watson was in there. Marshawn Lattimore was in there. Damn, so they could have had...
Yeah, so that was...
Because they had the second overall, and they picked Trubisky over Deshaun Watson and Mahomes. Because Mahomes went 10. I still
crazy.
can't believe Mahomes went 10.
Dude, that's how it is with a lot of the quarterbacks that
Yeah.
are really good. They go for, like, look at Dak. He was, like, not even first round.
Brady
Brady was
199th
not even-
overall.
yeah, Brady was fucking...
Sixth
When did
rounder.
Rodgers get picked?
Rodgers went late,
He
too.
was pretty late. I don't
The
remember.
thing, too, is Rodgers sat behind Favre for a few years.
Yeah.
I
wonder
think
what's going to
Rodgers
happen
was
with
the
Rodgers.
second round. He said he's playing.
No,
right?
he's going to play this year, but I'm saying like next year. I guess it just depends on what goes on this year. I don't think he wants to stay because his
Nah.
contract. Well, he didn't sign a contract, but his
Extension,
basically they
was it?
said you can play with us for 1 year, and then whatever happens, you can leave.
Yeah,
after
because
this
he
year.
told them he was like,
He's fed up with their bullshit.
I don't blame him too.
It's
That
because-
front office is so disconnected from
Yeah,
like,
well, it's because they never gave him any weapons.
Yeah.
They drafted defense all the time,
and, like,
they never
there
gave
was-
him wide receivers. They took away all of his wide receivers. They got rid of Randall Cobb. They got rid of
and he specifically requested them to keep certain players.
yeah.
and
They didn't listen to him. That's why he's pissed off because they don't listen
Yeah.
to his like input.
And then they drafted that quarterback last year when
yeah.
they were he was under the impression they were going to get this baller receiver from LSU, right? That's what he was been told. That's what the coaching staff
That's
was
not
told.
what happened. Yeah,
And then they decided to go with another, and he didn't even know.
yeah.
He found out watching the draft. Like, bro, I would be livid too if you think you're getting another weapon and they draft a backup
First round too. When you have one of the MVP last year,
Yeah,
like
dude,
that's fucked.
I like Rodgers. I think I feel for the guy.
He's funny. He's funny too. I like watching. He
He
was on like Jeopardy.
He's a
Too.
baller
That shit was
too.
hilarious.
He's a fucking baller.
He's fucking the MVP last year. So yeah,
Dude, yeah, he threw 48 touchdowns and 5 picks last year. I'm pretty sure that was
something like that.
that's nuts.
What
Yeah.
about Deshaun Watson though?
I don't think he's gonna play, man, because like,
Something's
dude,
gonna happen between here and the end of the start of the year or something.
I mean, he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but the
He's a great-
off-field
he's a good quarterback, for
allegations,
sure.
man, like
No one
of
wants
that
him. Obviously,
magnitude.
I think he wanted to trade, but no one's gonna pick him up. Obviously,
He wanted to trade before all those allegations came out. So his
it was,
trade
it was
value
getting close to like
yeah.
definitely you could tell he wanted
Yeah.
out, and
He-
then that shit came out and it was like
Yeah,
no
so
one wants you,
Houston got
bro.
boned because when you're any star player requests a trade, their trade value goes down because players other
know
teams
they don't want
know.
him, right.
And then when you couple that with the off-field
No one wants him
accusations,
now.
they
It's
have
hard though
no
because he is a
bargaining
good quarterback. So people,
Yeah.
if that didn't happen, obviously he would be at. If that shit didn't happen, he'd be at a different team right now.
oh, for sure.
He'd be
but
training
he
right
has
now
like
with a different
20
team.
plus sexual assault allegations against him. So
Like he might be in jail.
yeah, yeah,
That's crazy to say it,
dude. I mean, look at Aaron Hernandez. That shit happened to him.
but that's like rare though. Like that's
Oh, it's very rare
there's-
for
I mean, obviously NFL players have like issues off the field, but
Yeah.
none of them are like that serious where they're like jail
Yeah.
time. They might like get arrested and shit,
Yeah.
but they're like not like maybe in jail for a while. You know,
Yeah, that's what the Antonio
it's like
Brown
OJ
thing
and
too.
shit like that.
Yeah, OJ Simpson, that
It's
guy.
like, bro, you might be in jail for a little while.
Yeah, Antonio Brown. I remember when he was placed on house arrest. I do think that he got crucified by the media, and I think that people took advantage of his poor image to like tack on other accusations that they obviously the Sports Center and all them ate up. Like that whole thing with the moving person. Like, did you remember that thing with the whole moving truck? About the moving truck guy said that Antonio Brown and his like cousin jumped him and beat him up.
Something like that. Yeah, I
That was in
kinda
the heat of
remember
all
that.
the shit that he had been like getting like.
Yeah, there was a
charged
while
with.
there was a streak
was
for a while.
weird.
Like he just like kept getting into trouble
Yeah.
or some shit, and just like as soon as he got
Yeah.
traded to it was the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
And
No, it was before the Bucks because the Bucks signed him for really low.
But then after, when he got traded to the Bucks, he was staying at Tom Brady's house or something, right?
That was after all the shit because Brady was like, because they got him for a steal, bro, like 2 year, $11 million, something. Yeah,
crazy. And then he got like in trouble for like he like did some security guard or some shit at the complex of like Tom Brady's house or some shit. I can't remember what it was, but he did something dumb. Like it's like I don't know what he did, but
I do feel bad because like, bro, and what was kind of bullshit was like after. So what happened? The big one is when he got accused of like assaulting like a moving truck guy, and then the sheriff's departments like all arrested him, and they put him in a fucking like they didn't let him put a shirt on, so they put him in this like a Kevlar vest sitting there like looking really criminal, and then his photo was like he was sitting in like the court with like no shirt on with like a Kevlar type vest on, and like because like he's deemed like a high risk person because of his like he's ripped
right,
and like the picture that was surfaced on the internet made him look like and I was like, that is kind of like character assassination.
100%. Yeah,
I did feel bad, regardless of the shit.
He's been through some shit. Him and Josh Gordon, yeah.
Gordon's gonna go back. There's gonna be a 30 for 30 on him one day of like
I can't wait.
NFL's marijuana policy ruined probably one of like a top 10 player of all receiver.
It's really cool. Like living through like a player like him, like a really good, great receiver, and knowing that there's probably gonna be something on him like 30 for 30 or like a documentary or something.
Same with 5 years.
Yeah, and it's just like cool like seeing all that, and then knowing that like in maybe in a couple of years or whatever there'll be like a documentary or something on him that'll like show like everything that actually happened, because it's really like it's really cool like what happened. Like it's not cool, it's like it's very intriguing.
Let's go to witness the history.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, like the NFL, like because he was never busted for performance enhancing, to my understanding. It was always marijuana.
What was that? And he said that he also said that I guess a while ago, I guess he said that every game he used to like he'd be drunk every game.
He'd be high, I think.
He'd be either high or he was drinking. I'm like, bro, how do you play when you're drinking?
Dude.
Like, how?
I mean,
that's like alcohol, like obviously alcoholism, but like,
bro, and what's so fucked too is like marijuana obviously like banned and get in trouble, but like there's players like when you get injured in a game and you want to go back in, they can legally prescribe you painkillers.
Yeah, no.
So then you're prescribing a guy like Marshawn Lynch like morphine.
Yeah.
Bro, he's way worse run than weed. Through a motherfucker without feeling pain. How is that?
The weed shit though, crazy. I think so. There's something different. The past year, there's like been like weed is different this year though.
Yeah, but it's still. I don't know if 5 years of his career.
Yeah, well, it's weird how like people got suspended or whatever from the NFL and
the
for
NBA
weed
doesn't even drug test
for weed. Yeah, and now with like weed, it's like I don't know the actual what you can do, but I'm pretty sure you can smoke.
Yeah, well, there was I think a huge turning point was an NFL player that had this very like autoimmune disorder or something to where he can't eat, and he was prescribed medical marijuana, like legally prescribed, and it helped him like literally survive because it was the only way they could help him like consume food and this and that. And he failed a drug test and then he got suspended even though it was legally prescribed. And he's like, this is literally saving my life. Like, how the fuck are you going to tell me I can't take a you know what I mean? And it's not like weed's something that's like, oh, if you smoke, you're infinitely better at what you do. No, bro. Like, that's like a, I don't give
it's not it's not a performance enhancing drug. Like it's not going to make you fucking
You can take Adderall prescribed legally in the NFL, which if anything would be more performance enhancing than weed.
Yeah.
In terms of being able to focus and whatnot.
Right.
So I think like
weed would
an old school mentality. It's
like
the war
you
on drugs.
You shouldn't exactly. I don't understand it because it's like obviously performance enhancing drugs like shouldn't be allowed in NFL, but like weed is not a performance enhancing drug necessarily. Helps with recovery, which is good. Like
but
you shouldn't be taking painkillers.
So does creatine, protein, amino acids all help with recovery.
Right, and that should be fine. But like you shouldn't be taking like painkillers to kill the fucking pain. That's not good.
And that's those guys are taking like smoking weed, for a lot of the pain and recovery instead of getting zooted up on like Oxy, which if any medical, like anybody with a medical degree would know that that's infinitely better for your health and well-being to be smoking weed instead of being on like morphine and shit every day.
For sure.
But I mean, that's just the old school mentality of how marijuana has been perceived, especially in higher levels of government with like the 70, 80-year-olds. Like their generation has an entirely different grasp on how weed is, than ours does. And it's changing. But yeah, he'll go down as like, imagine if that dude didn't miss 5 years of his prime because of positive drug tests of
shit.
weed.
Yeah, because he was great before like all that shit. And then it was just like him bouncing back and forth between playing.
He get play for 2 games,
bouncing to a different team. He went to the Patriots.
He was there, and then we cut him.
So where did he start at? He started at
Seattle. Right?
Seattle.
No, it was the Browns.
Might have, yeah,
it was the Browns.
And then he went to. He took it obviously because he was in rehab or whatever forever.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was rehab, but it was whatever.
I think he went to rehab, but I think it was like NFL mandated.
Yeah, but it was like rehab. It was like a long. It was like he was out of the league.
Yeah, because
he got
a year. He had a year-long suspension. So I think he was on Cleveland.
And then was the Patriots the first to pick him up after that?
Yeah, but then they cut him after like 4 games.
Yeah,
and then
because something else happened because he had some kind of incident again.
Yeah, I think he failed a team drug test.
Yeah,
and then they cut him, and then the league drug tested him and failed. I don't know.
I love how he was with Tom Brady, and then he went to the Bucs again with Tom Brady.
That's Antonio Brown. Josh Gordon.
Oh wait, are we talking about
Josh Gordon?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, but then he went to Seattle.
Josh Gordon went to.
He went to Seattle after the Patriots for a little bit.
After the Patriots,
yeah,
and then it was the last team. Yeah, I'm getting him confused with Antonio Brown now.
I think Gordon.
I'm looking at Antonio Brown on my computer right now. That's why I was getting confused.
I don't even know if he's on a team technically. He got hosed though. Yeah,
what I was saying earlier is Antonio Brown he threw his bicycle at a security guard.
Bro, he called
at Tom Brady's complex or some shit that he lives in, or his gated community or whatever.
He called the owner of the Raiders or the GM of the Raiders a cracker.
Oh, yeah, he played for the Raiders too. I forgot about that.
Called him a cracker, bro.
That's because he was having all those incidents whenever they made him his helmet. He was bitching about his helmet.
Yeah, he did. They wouldn't let him play.
They wouldn't play with his helmet for some reason because it wasn't up to standards or something like that. And he was like,
but he said he couldn't see or it was too heavy for his head.
He couldn't see out of the other one. And I'm like, bro, he's always bitching about something. Like, bro, just play with a fucking helmet.
But to me, I'm like.
But it doesn't make sense. It is kind of weird. It's a helmet, bro. Yeah. Just let him play with whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if it's a helmet you've been using your entire career and you're
accustomed, that is weird.
Like a muscle memory of a feeling you're accustomed to for years and years 100%. And years, and then you have to change that. That can throw off people. That's like asking a batter to use a heavier bat. Which is fucked. But I mean, I think.
That's the game. Whenever they do that shit in baseball. They're all these pitchers are now having to
the substance checks.
They're always having to do. They're accommodating to all this bullshit going on now, so they're having to do a bunch. It's just how this shit. They get paid millions of dollars.
I saw the funniest
shit's gonna happen.
Substance check. I don't know who it was. This
pulled
pitcher,
down his pants.
No. This pitcher, bro, he got gave up 9 runs in an inning, and he finally got out, and he's walking off, and the umps did a substance check on him walking off after giving up 9 runs, and he's just like. I'll be like, dude, this guy.
You're like, bro, obviously I'm not doing it. Obviously I'm taking
I just gave up 9 runs in a fucking inning, and
it's like I'm taking performance into your hands.
Dude, well, what doesn't, I don't know. That whole substance check thing is a weird.
Well, they're doing now. It's because they're checking to see if you have. I can't remember what the name of it is.
There's
called.
Some sticky thing.
Yeah, it's the sticky substance that pitchers use.
But there was one pitcher that was using sunscreen. And he got tossed for using sunscreen because he's been using it forever.
What I heard about the argument though about using sticky substances, which I kind of see how
it got abused.
It would be good for a pitcher though, or for a batter to not get, because a lot of the times if they don't have that, they'll hit batters a lot.
Oh yeah. Well,
so it's why would you want to get hit?
What happened was, I think, because I watched some prominent MLB pitcher. I don't follow the sport, but
I don't know shit.
But he was saying is it helped a lot with injuries too, of how they had to grip a ball.
Yeah.
But he's like, there were pitchers that were abusing it by using stuff that was very on the edge, and then there was other guys that were using stuff like sunscreen to get a better grip. But then he's like, it got abused to the point where pitchers were using stuff that clearly altered their pitch.
Right.
But then he's like, I use it. I was using sunscreen to help with my grip, and then when he had to stop using it, he got injured because of how he started throwing the ball.
Because you have to throw it. Because if you're a pitcher,
7, 8
throwing,
innings of throwing
you're
that.
throwing for how many years of your life,
Yeah.
and then they just change the way you have to throw it.
Grip it.
That's
And he
fucked.
said it changes your whole grip.
Oh, 100. Yeah,
It's
they were all getting
yeah.
hurt, and they were all pissed.
But it does. I do see how, like, as a batter, when you know a pitcher is using some grip to where they can get a crazy,
hella speed
like
on it,
a crazy
and hella
spin on it too, to where it's like an unnatural ability. I could see why that's frustrating.
Yeah,
It's just it's a slippery slope, but they crack down hard. Like the NFL, you see them cracking down on the taunting rule.
Yeah,
that sucks, bro. They're so disconnected from like what the people want.
NFL has changed a lot too. A lot of these sports have changed, especially with like the unsportsman type shit. See, like those types of rules.
Yeah, I can get behind the reduction of helmet to helmet hits to protect player safety.
And
but taunting,
taunting's dumb.
That's not a rule. I mean, I love watching like Tyreek Hill like piece out a defender when he runs by.
That's dumb.
I want to watch
that's
that.
Dumb.
That's a penalty.
If you do that shit, cool.
Yeah,
you just go to touchdown. Great, do whatever you want to do.
I don't see this.
The shit I don't get is just like when they're doing that, and it's just like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what would they do wrong? They just scored.
Yeah, it's like
I get the helmet to helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
And like
player safety is entirely different.
And the
from
defenseless player
or
whatever.
That's player safety.
Yeah, and usually it's head to head when it's a defenseless player or some shit. They can just get fucking killed.
And
because like what happened to what's his name?
Ryan Shazier. Ryan Shazier.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, but then again, he was tackling.
Was he tackling someone?
He was a linebacker. He hit somebody. Like
I thought he got hit.
But he's always kind of led with his head to tackle people.
Yeah.
And so I guess it like fucked up his spine. But like in essence, it's to protect players,
right?
You know, which should be
is good. I mean,
but taunting, dude. You know, if I run for 80 yards, break 6 tackles, run for 80 yards and a touchdown, I'm taunting the other team,
I mean, they get paid so much money to like.
I'm letting them know.
They know what they're getting into. Like if they're gonna, they know they can get hurt. They know they can get severely hurt and injured, and for like career type injuries.
Yeah, they're not doing anything obscene. I understand an obscene gesture, sure, but like if you like get in someone's face after you
like if you're gonna like flip them off or some shit, like
or
obviously like don't do that. But
if like a DB makes a really good hit, I want to like get up in their face, like fire it up.
Do your thing.
That's part of the game.
Yeah, do your thing. Taunt them.
Yeah, that's a stupid rule.
Yeah, the whole like if you like stand over someone, that's just like an automatic penalty.
They're very disconnected from what the people like to watch, and like you know what I mean. I think the NFL like they're just not on the same page.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, it's just like anything goes.
Bro, you could like decleat somebody helmet to helmet.
You want to talk about the Olympics?
Yeah, what about them? Just in general.
How USA is like the greatest.
Oh, I mean, we've always dominated the Olympics.
I was scared for a minute because they lost like they lost like 1 or 2 games in like the Olympic trials.
Mm-hmm.
And then they won everything obviously in the tournament, but
it
was getting kind of close.
We had the highest medal count by far. Right? We had like 113. China had 88, but we only had one more gold. Than China.
Well, we were in second like the whole entire Olympics to what was it? Was it China?
Yeah, China was
because we were like because it all matters about the amount of gold or amount of medals total, which we blew everyone out of the water.
Yeah, we had 113, they had 88, but we only had one more gold.
But we had exactly. So we won like double. Like.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, at the end of the day, like the amount of sports there are in the Olympics, America's like infrastructure alone allows for us to be dominant across multiple categories.
It's also like
smaller ones.
Who really cares? Honestly, like it's cool, like because we obviously like. We want to win, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
like at the end of the day, it's like who really cares like that much about like that we won?
Yeah, like basketball.
Like what would change? Nothing would change in your life. Like who cares?
Basketball,
but it's cool.
Swimming. I mean,
I really wanted Slovenia to win though the basketball
to play the USA. I would have loved to see a Slovenia USA matchup, but they lost by 1 to. Who was it? Who did Slovenia lose to?
Slovenia lost to. So they lost to France
by 1, right?
By 1. They were going for a layup, an easy layup, and someone swatted it, and they lost. So then they went to the bronze medal or bronze game, and they lost that one too.
Yeah, but like, dude, you're so demoralized when you go to the bronze game. Like,
but they shouldn't have even been there. Slovenia, like with Luka, like they shouldn't have even. Yeah. They shouldn't have even made the Olympics.
Yeah, but they have Luka.
Because they have Luka. Like their whole teams, their whole.
Also
they had Zoran Dragic.
Yeah, our women's soccer team lost for the first time in a while too. We lost to Canada 1-0 in the. And we always take gold. Like women's soccer.
They're really good.
Yeah, we lost. Unfortunately,
I don't even know what else we're good at.
Swimming,
like really good.
soccer.
Swimming's really good. Yeah, soccer's always dominant, but we didn't win this year in gold at least. Basketball obviously will always win.
We were pretty good in the track and field too, even if it's not necessarily the sprints and relays, like shot put, disc throw. I'm pretty sure
it's just weird, like that. Watching the Olympics when you don't know, like like a few years ago when you have Michael Phelps, you have Usain Bolt, and you have like all these players or like
and we have Simone Biles this year, but I mean she obviously sat out due to, which I understand.
But it's cool to like watch them whenever so like when you have someone in the Olympics that are like you're kind of cheering for, it's like kind of cool. But this year was just like basketball.
Yeah, well, it was also the Olympics committee made it virtually impossible to watch the Olympics to begin with.
Yeah,
like unless you had the whatever subscription it was on, streaming services could not get
horrible.
it. Yeah, the
time difference is insane because like it's either like 11 p.m. or 6 a.m. I remember I woke up at 6 to watch Luka on a Thursday morning. They lost, which sucked. But like, I'm not gonna watch a replay of that shit.
No, because then I get on. I already know what happens, and I see their score.
And so that's I think the streaming or we're down a lot.
But I think their biggest issue was they really misjudged the amount of, especially Americans, and like not even, I don't know about other countries, but streaming services have taken over America.
Oh yeah.
I don't have cable. I don't have any of that. Like
I don't even know who does.
And like they didn't allow like any of the streaming platforms to play it.
Because I woke up early to watch Luka one time, and because I have Hulu the live version. So like usually I'd be like, oh, it's probably on there. Yeah, obviously it's.
You pay like $40 a month.
No, I pay $70.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, I'm like, dude.
And they didn't. They weren't allowed to air it, right?
No, the only one they had was their bronze. Which is the very last game. It was just like, and I watched it, but they lost. But yeah, literally, I watched one thing.
Yeah,
and it was.
And they took down all the streaming sites. Like the biggest one I used, they said they weren't even going to try to stream it because it'll get their shite set down.
Yeah,
the Olympics.
So it's like, how do you? Unless you have cable, it's like you couldn't watch it, and then and
even if you have cable,
they advertised it on Peacock a lot, and like I don't have Peacock.
I'm not gonna pay for that shit.
I heard that people went to buy Peacock and they still couldn't fucking watch it. Like they bought it to watch it or what? It was like it's like $5 a month or whatever. But like that was like one of the platforms that was like it's gonna be on here, but like half the shit wasn't on there.
Yeah,
it was like wow,
and no fans too. I'm sure.
Yeah, that was weird.
People away. And then like obviously like when you're, and especially from America's standpoint, like Simone Biles not competing, which I mean she got a lot of hate.
She did,
but I agree. Like I mean, dude,
totally agree with
the way she explained it is like she was suffering like a disconnect between mind and body to where because like that's all fluid and stuff. Like I imagine the shit they do, and like if you don't know like where you are in the air.
Dude,
the injuries, like, bro, the shit that they do.
Well, it's like, I'm
like, you could, like, have a career-ending injury, like a fatal injury landing incorrectly.
And then you can never, like, do whatever you wanted again. Well, it was just kind of dumb because it's like, everyone was giving her shit because it's like, everyone was comparing it to, like, what if LeBron in the finals said, Game 7 in the finals, I'm not feeling it. My head's not in the right place. I'm not playing.
Nah, totally.
That's what they were saying. I was like, I get that. I get what you're saying, but like,
my thing is
kind of different.
My thing is like, LeBron's sport is nowhere near as dangerous as going and running and doing 15 flips in the air.
Right.
And like
and it's her decision. Like,
it's a common terminology that she used of what they got that all gymnasts understood.
And she doesn't get paid.
No.
To do that necessarily.
Yeah.
Like LeBron gets paid to do that. Like he gets paid to work and like play that game.
Yeah. And
Simone Biles probably doesn't necessarily get paid to be like I'm sure she gets hella money obviously, but she doesn't like she's not like gets like all that she doesn't get a salary of like
but the
4-year deal for like being here or something.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if like LeBron's feeling off and like makes like a bad fucking jump shot, like he airballs. Like if you're doing what like the gymnasts do and you're off by like,
you're gonna hurt yourself.
You could fall, like you could miss your jump by like what I think they said she missed the way she missed one of her jumps or lands by like 2 or 3 feet. They said that they thought that she was gonna like blow both her knees out, but she somehow didn't.
Yeah,
so, like,
you have to.
The level of error is way different than like your jump shots
messing up in basketball,
blowing your back out and paralyzing
missing
yourself,
a shot compared to breaking your fucking legs or landing on your face or some shit or I don't know, whatever. But
entirely different. Like
it's a lot different.
I do feel bad because she got hate, but she did get a lot of support too. Because, like, dude, at the end of the day,
obviously
man,
you're gonna hear all the bullshit.
Yeah, people that talk shit like that, like, bro, you sit on your couch, you work your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You probably don't go to the gym. Like, you're gonna talk shit to, like, the greatest, gymnast, ever. Like, that's just not, you're not in their shoes, which is true for any sport. If you're not in that person's shoes, you have no room to talk to, like, you don't know what they're going through.
Exactly. You know who Dennis Schroeder is?
Dennis
Schroeder.
Schroeder?
Yeah, Schroeder.
Yeah.
He was on the Lakers.
Yeah.
So they offered him a 4-year deal for $84 million, like this year, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned it down. I don't know why. And then he signed with Boston.
Yeah, I saw a really shitty
for 1 year for $5.6 million.
Bro, who's his agent?
Bro.
His agent's got to get fired.
Like,
holy shit.
I guess, I don't know when he got offered that $84 million deal because, like, I don't know if it was because he was on the Lakers last year for 1 year. I don't know if it was before that, if he was betting on himself to do 1 year for the Lakers and then betting on himself to be good and, like, sign somewhere else or sign with them for even higher. I can't remember, but, like, dude, if you're getting offered by a 4-year deal for the Lakers, which is probably, like, going to be in the finals this year, how would you not, for $84 million? You're signed with the Boston Celtics, which they're a good team. They'll be a good team this year.
More importantly,
for
$6 million
for a quarter of what you were going to get.
Not even like a quarter, bro.
A quarter per year. But I'd rather have 4 years.
And if he doesn't ball out this year,
living in LA, compared to Boston, like, better team, better city, better environment.
And you get to play under LeBron James. Like, any player that doesn't
and Russell and, like, all these players, like,
and any player, especially young, that doesn't take the opportunity to play and learn under LeBron, you're a fucking idiot. Dumb. Because the valuable experience that you'll get from that, you know what I mean? And, like, that whole team, like, you're learning from, like, living legends, Hall of Famers.
They're literally going to be in the finals. It'll probably be like Boston or Brooklyn and LA this year, probably.
Oh, for the finals, yeah.
But I also thought that last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see Golden State, too.
Golden State, if they're healthy, yeah.
Yeah, because Clay's...
But it was weird because, like, last year I was like, all those teams are like, oh, right in there. But then Clay got hurt, and then LeBron kind of got hurt.
Yeah.
And then AD got hurt, and then...
But, like...
Brooklyn just...
It's like we've had back-to-back years, so, like, obviously bubble... like, asterisk finals, as much as I love LeBron. And then, the following year, they played like half the amount of offseason and rest time. So that's why, like, everyone's getting injured.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
Well, they were like the 4th or 5th seed going into 3 weeks into the playoff or before the playoffs. The injuries. And then LeBron got hurt and AD got hurt, and then they just dropped to the 8th seed. That lack of
rest that they had between the season, I mean, that's kind of another aspect.
Yeah, and then they were paired up with with Phoenix. So, like,
Phoenix,
they went to the finals. So, like,
yeah, bro, like the Phoenix Suns in the finals.
Yeah,
come on now, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
in a healthy league with everyone's healthy, neither of those, like, as much as I love Milwaukee, and Giannis, neither of those teams would have sniffed the finals, though. Oh, I'm so glad
they won.
That Giannis won over.
I
whenever Chris Paul, I think he's just a fucking.
I hate Chris Paul, but I kind of wanted. I really did want him to get a finals, but then I was like, I really want Giannis to get a final.
I'd rather have
Giannis is so much of a better person. He obviously Chris Paul doesn't have a ring either.
Yeah, but like Chris Paul
Giannis is just so much of a better person. He's like he came from nothing, like literally nothing, and he's like
and Giannis is just funny
he's just
as hell.
A good ass human being.
Yeah, you don't see him taunting. You don't see him just being like a little shit. Like Chris Paul, I mean, don't get me wrong. Chris Paul is phenomenal. Like, I respect his game. But personality-wise, Giannis is so much more likable.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do you see him at the fair? The video of him at the fair?
I don't think I did. What was he doing?
He was at the fair, I think, today or yesterday. And I'm not even kidding. He probably had, like, a 25-man police escort just, like, walking around him. Wait, let me see if I can find it.
Of course.
Dude, yeah. It's the funniest shit. Yeah, he just went to the fair with his I think his girlfriend or wife or fiance, and dude, he had literally like 25 police officers, like,
of course,
guarding him, like a guy.
Dude, he's still just like having a party since the win.
Yeah, he deserves it though. I mean, he's definitely one of the hardest workers.
I think he deserved it too because like he stayed in Milwaukee this year. He just signed that contract, and a lot of people were like, he's got to leave to win a championship. He's got to leave, and he stayed. And no one thought they were going to win this year. Everyone thought they were going to be close, but everyone's like, no, they're not going to win.
Yeah,
they fucking did.
He did it.
They beat the Brooklyn Nets. Like
he did it the hard way. Like, look at that police escort. This
everyone just knows who he is. Like, he stands out so much.
Yeah, he's 6'11",
so tall.
bro. Like, you look at, you're just like, well, that's, Giannis Antetokounmpo or however he says. Yeah.
That's
but dude, he has like
stands out.
A whole police escort, a police on horseback.
Like after the championship, we went to like Chick-fil-A and bought
50
piece.
Yeah. He said,
"No one,
not 49,
not 51,
50."
Like everyone is surrounded. He's like asking. He's like, "Can I do that? Can I Instagram or whatever he was on Instagram Live, whatever?" And she's like, "I got like 50,000 or
he had
200,000 people watching this." She's like, "Oh shit!"
Imagine if she didn't know who he was either, and she just
I don't know if she did.
Because she didn't seem like she was.
She didn't seem like she knew.
She knew who he was, so she was kind of like, "Okay, what do you?"
You gotta know who that is. You're in Milwaukee, probably, right? Because they won in Milwaukee, so he's obviously in Milwaukee or in the area.
Mm-hmm. Bro,
he's in Wisconsin.
What if she like goes in? She's like some like idiot guy's trying to like say that like she's like I was just on a prank show, like somebody trying to say I was in front of you, and then it's like you actually were. But she definitely didn't look like she knew who he was.
I don't think she didn't.
Or she was so mind blown.
Because she was very like.
Because like, what do you do?
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck.
Like, we'll like put on the spot. It's like I got 200,000 people watching me or whatever. Like I'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Better not fuck this up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was going around like letting driving around the city, like letting fans touch the trophy too.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It
is.
He seems like a really genuine.
He's a genuine dude.
Doesn't
good guy.
Doesn't let the fame go to his head. You never see him in off the court bullshit either. Like he stays.
He also doesn't. I don't even think he drinks. Like he's not like a partier.
I mean, dude, based off like
I don't think he drinks at all.
How his physique is, I wouldn't doubt it. That guy's like in impeccable shape.
Yeah, but I mean, LeBron fucking drinks wine like all the time, but he's like in.
But Giannis is like
he's
way
also
more
young.
cut than.
Yeah, but he's also younger, a lot younger.
He's 25. LeBron's 37.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah. And LeBron, I mean, is crazy as like Giannis is like athleticism and genes are. LeBron's still on another planet.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
That
different.
Do you see?
Different
I think
human.
it was Tristan Thompson that said. He tried to follow LeBron's diet because he said LeBron just eats junk food. And he's like, I was getting fat. And he's like, LeBron would go eat like a fucking like McDonald's burger and then go dunk on fools. He's like, it's bullshit. It's not
drinks
fit.
wine every night.
Yeah, he's like,
he's just the best player in the fucking world.
He's like, yeah, that dude ordered like 3 Wendy's like Baconators and then went and dunked on like 6 All-Stars.
There's no way he eats that normally though. He probably does that occasionally like a normal human, but like he's probably like.
Yeah,
he probably doesn't have like.
Well,
there's
also
probably people.
The amount of calories he needs to consume too. It's probably easier for him to drink.
They burn probably 6,000 calories a day. It's like swimmers, like Michael Phelps.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said he ate like I can't remember, but they probably burn like 6,000 calories a day.
So for them, they can afford to eat.
They have to
eat
like fucking 3 pizzas a day or some shit.
Or
the equivalent in calorie wise.
That's why I feel like they can easily do that. Just because when you're especially when you're that big, like your natural body expenditure is already.
I mean, like
high.
literally all you're doing, your job
out,
is to work out and run.
Yeah.
And just move all day long.
Yeah, because in a game alone, they're burning a shit ton, and then you couple that with practice and weightlifting
all day long. You're just like your job is to just
those dudes are burning, crazy amounts of.
I mean, that's why they're also fucking skinny.
Yeah, you never see a fat NBA
There's not many.
player.
I mean, like Shaq and like Zion Williamson, maybe you're like. But Zion's not. They're not fat. Yeah, they're just big.
Zion will get fat if he doesn't stick to like a
there are people that
regiment.
Well, that's how it is. It's like there's a lot of like NBA players that like now
Anthony.
like Shaq's. I mean, he's not fat, but he's big.
Carmelo's a little
and Charles Barkley and like people like them. They're like fat now, but they're not like obese fat. They're like just big and just big. Yeah. But they're chunky. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but
damn, it's gonna be sad when LeBron retires, man. And did you see?
I wonder where that's gonna be. I bet
he has 2 years left on this contract, right?
Something like that.
I feel like at the end of the 39 years old, and LeBron could easily transition.
I think he'd want to play with his son.
I can see that, but like LeBron also, everyone knows if he wanted to transition to like a role player, more spot up shooter, he could. But like his legacy, I don't know if he's going to want to do that. I think he's going to go out on the high note of his like physical dominance, being able to take over and score. Like I think
it just depends on what happens in his career.
Yeah, I just can't see him and injuries because he did just have his first
serious
injury.
This year they're in the finals and they lose, and then next year they win it or something. I don't know. Like, what if he wins the finals this year? It's like,
well, because he still I feel like end of this contract.
You can still call it quits, whenever. I guess I don't really know.
I just no. I mean, even if he starts to win, I just feel like he's
gonna play a lot longer.
I think
he's like Tom Brady. He wants to keep playing until he like almost can't.
Yeah,
he's still a dominant player. He's older, but he's still one of the top 10 players in the league right now.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like 3 or 4 years.
So why not keep playing?
But I'm not saying like in 2 years.
It's like a lot of the great players. It's like they started the downfall in their end of the years, but like LeBron's still pretty.
Oh yeah, I say he's probably got 3 or 4 left, but I just can't see a world of him going through after no more than 4. Personally.
From now,
yeah. I can't see a world
because
he could still probably compete, but like, there's no way that LeBron James is going to go out and be a role player and like you know what I mean, and averaging an 8 a game, 18 minutes. Like,
I don't think he wouldn't.
LeBron's going to go out when he can't average 30 minutes a game anymore. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I don't think he would. He would never do that.
Yeah, like the MJ thing when he went to the Wizards. Like, I
wonder who's the oldest player that's ever played. He's only 36.
Probably Kyle Korver was fucking old. That dude. The guy on the Heat, Udonis. What's his name?
But I mean, LeBron's still great. Like, I don't think in 4 years he's just gonna be a bench player or something like that. Like Dirk. So like Dirk, for example, like he was at the end of his career, he didn't play like
because of injuries.
Yeah, that too. They're way different players. Yeah, that's hard to compare.
This is the first time to where he's had a serious injury to that. That's like, you know what I mean. Like,
that could have started a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Because
he doesn't have a lot of injuries.
No, exactly. Yeah. But now you're older. I think that will be the one.
That is true. I didn't really think about that because he usually never gets injured. Exactly. And now he did, and it was not a significant injury. Like, he didn't tear his ACL, but he had an injury that put him out and caused him almost to playoffs, or caused him.
Just off his high ankle sprain alone that he had last year, he said that he can't land the same after dunking anymore. After that, like, that's why I think like the slope that he's going to go down, not because of skill.
Yeah, it's all down from here.
It's going to be injury related.
I think it's all down from here. Like, there's no up. I don't think there's no way.
No, if he's healthy, he could easily still body.
He can maintain like how he was last year, but I don't think there's any way he's getting any better. No, I mean, he's 36 years old. Like. Bruh.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He turns 37 this year, but if he can not get injured, that's entirely different.
Yeah, so he'll be, at the end of his contract, he'll be, 39?
Yeah. And, like, dude, when you're 6'9",
I think his ideal is to win one more championship.
Yeah, go out on a high note,
Win one more championship. That's so hard for players, I feel like, because you want to go out. Like, you want to retire after you win the championship.
Mm-hmm. But then you're like, can I do it again?
But, like, say LeBron wins the championship this year. It's like, well, shit.
He's going to ride out this contract. But, like, if his last year, this Lakers contract, and he wins, I feel like he'd hang it up. Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if he wins this year, and it's like,
because he has 1 or 2 more years on his contract.
I don't really know, to be honest. Like, say he does have 2 years. If he wins this year, that's so hard to, like, be like, shit, should I play another year and risk not winning and then going out kind of on a low? When you're gonna be done soon,
I guess it would depend on the team around him too. Like,
yeah,
if they're
100%.
Keeping Davis and all that.
If they're running it back,
but if everybody's like free agents,
which I think they would, because AD, I don't know what the contract looks like though, because AD's gonna be there for.
They have an old team this year though. I'm not gonna lie, that free agency.
They do, dude. They got no. I saw some stat the other day.
They got
I have no idea what it was, but everyone's a veteran.
Yeah.
Every single person, every starter's a veteran. Yeah. There's no like rookies. There's no.
Which you need that young energy, that young like I mean, we'll see. LeBron.
I mean, you do need some
smart basketball.
Yeah, it's hard to. But sustain. It's hard to sustain a keep winning. Championships
because like it's a long season. Now if they take that roster go straight into the playoffs, sure. But after a whole season of playing, they're older, man. They're going to be, which is so sad to think of. Like, we all used to view LeBron as a superhuman,
right?
But this last year was like the first time we've seen him as like damn, that guy isn't the Superman anymore. You know what I mean? It's like don't get me wrong, he's still phenomenal, but it's like,
exactly.
He can bleed, and you're kind of like, shit.
Right.
I don't know. I'm a huge LeBron fan. Didn't Barkley have him like number 8 on his all time?
Something like that,
dude.
Maybe. I don't know.
And there's no world that LeBron is not top 2, ever.
Oh yeah.
In the argument of 1 or 2 between him and MJ, like I see the subject for debate there, but no world is LeBron James not a top 2 basketball player to ever touch the face of the earth. That's a fucking. Anyone that says otherwise,
I think that's a pretty solid. Solid. There's not much argument.
Yeah, and they got Barkley's discrediting him.
How many?
Barkley he didn't even sniff a finals.
Right.
Barkley didn't have a ring. LeBron went to 9
That's so
straight?
hard. That's so hard to compare people that don't have rings. That sucks. Because it's like Chris Paul, for example, 0 rings.
Yeah,
great,
the
great player.
The ring argument isn't solid. Like who has more rings?
Especially nowadays because everyone chases rings.
Yeah.
So there could be people that are average players that have 4 rings just because they went to solid teams.
Yeah, no, the ring argument isn't black and white. It helps, but it's not everything.
Yeah, it helps if you're a great player.
Yeah.
If you have 4 rings, but you started half the fucking season, or you started half of those times you won the rings or whatever. No, it's not.
Yeah, the whole ring argument. This is my thing. Is people that try to claim rings are everything, and whoever has MJ's better because of the ring count. I'm like, well, that's your argument. Bill Russell has 11 rings.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if that's your argument, even if it was a different era, if that's still the. And I also personally think that LeBron James would fuck on everybody in MJ's era.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's hard to compare eras.
Yeah, I just think the cross-generational talent is, it's hard to compare cross-generations, but I guarantee you if you could put LeBron James in that era and allow him to play hardball.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's fucking with LeBron playing hardball and playing he can't draw a foul and stuff, so I don't know.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure.
But say the most dominant player in NBA history in terms of in their prime, Shaq. In his prime, in terms of sheer dominance, not the greatest, but nobody was fucking with that dude.
Yeah, he could be. And the thing about Shaq is he could be put in probably any era and still dominate.
Nobody.
That's the one thing about a lot of players nowadays is you couldn't put him in the or say Michael Jordan.
I'm a firm believer MJ.
You couldn't put MJ in this era right now. He'd be great.
Wouldn't do what he did,
but he wouldn't be the number 1 player in the world. Mm-mm. But Shaq,
yeah,
you could probably put him in here. He dominates still.
And Giannis,
because he plays the type of ball that is still here.
Plays big man ball,
and that's still here. I mean, it's definitely going to the 3-point shooting and shit like that. But he could still dominate. There's still this big man down below that could just. Yeah.
I'll take prime Shaq over prime Embiid, over prime Giannis, over prime anybody, and those guys are fucking great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Shaq's the only player you take in their prime, no matter what era they play in. They
pretty much no one's all those big the big man like that. They could play in any era, and 3-point shooters could play in any era. Obviously, if you put Steph Curry in fucking 20 years ago,
but also
he would win every championship because no one shot threes like that like he did.
Right. But also back then too, he could Steph would definitely be getting bullied a lot more.
Yeah, for sure.
But still, I mean, in terms of shooting,
but no one shot no one just posted up at the threes and just shot all day, lights out.
Yeah, Steph revolutionized the game.
Yeah, for sure. 100%,
the Splash Bros did. The Golden State Warriors did. Dude, they changed. They changed everything. I hate the Warriors, but goddamn,
I like Steph and I like Clay though.
I like Clay. I don't like Steph. Nothing against Steph. Great dude. I just don't like him. But Clay, I'm like. Yeah, you could go drop 40, and I'm like,
I hate that Clay's been out for 2 fucking years, dude. He waited the whole entire year. He was waiting. I was so ready for this year to get back, and as soon as the draft happened, he got hurt. Literally I think it was on draft night. Mm-hmm. He got hurt again. I was like, bro, I was so excited to see the Warriors because they would have been. They missed the playoff by a fucking inch.
Yeah, without
Clay.
Number 2.
Yeah, and if they would have had Clay, they would have been probably the fucking at least 4th or 5th or 6th seed, probably. I would assume. There's no way they wouldn't have with their number 2. But
yeah, I still can't believe that Warriors roster with Kevin Durant was allowed to form. Dude, that was so fucking. I remember when I got that headline, I was just like, bro, you gotta be shitting me.
You are gonna win this year. We get it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that's happening there with the Brooklyn Nets, though. 3 fucking great players.
They could have stayed healthy,
and they didn't win though.
Yeah, but
I told everyone.
Yeah, they didn't win because they weren't healthy though. If they were all healthy, they would have won, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What world are the Phoenix Suns beating a healthy Brooklyn Nets, bro? No shot.
Well, it's tough because it is tough because they had the 3 best players, but I was just like, I mean, someone's gonna be like out of the 3 players. Yeah, someone's gonna be banged up. Yeah, someone's gonna be banged up. Like the whole, and that's what it was. Like literally, I don't even know. There was like a percentage of like the amount of games they played all 3 of them together the whole entire season. Very little.
Yeah,
like there wasn't very many games they played all together.
I do think though that with Harden sitting out that much and Kyrie, they've just been healing. So this year they're gonna be like ready to go.
Hopefully, yeah.
And then now they might be healthy. But it's a long season. That's the thing about the NBA is you can have the best.
You could be the healthiest person ever, and then you play.
You can't just build off sheer talent. You have to build off longevity too. You know, that's why Kyrie is not. You know, hasn't. Kyrie was healthy, one of the most dominant point guards ever, and I think he's the most talented point guard of all time. But injuries, stuff like that,
shit happens.
Yeah, you got to build Steve Nash has the easiest job in the world, bro.
Dude, yeah. That's why like
who wants to drop 50 tonight?
That's why I don't like whenever people are like, I mean, like the coach, it matters obviously, but like it really doesn't. If you have the players around you, like
as long as you can keep egos in check.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. I think you need to have like Steve Nash is a good coach for that team they have because all 3 of those fuckers.
But if you give Greg Popovich that roster, they're winning.
Dude,
yeah,
they'd be like backups.
Yeah.
No, but like those 3 fucking the personalities of those 3, almost probably the worst 3 personalities in the league right now. Kevin Durant, KD, or Kyrie and James Harden. Like they're all just. I would say the worst personalities, but like
I can see what you're saying.
They have very big personalities, and they like Kyrie, like he sat out because he was having a mental day, which I get it. We're going through those phases where like you don't want to play, but like he was just MIA for like a week or whatever. And James Harden's just crazy.
Individually, the personalities. However, I think those 3's personalities somehow mesh very well. Do you see how that could work?
I think so. Yeah. For them 3 together, yeah. But they don't need a coach that's gonna they don't need a coach like Greg Popovich. Like they don't.
That would be
Like they don't need a coach that's gonna tell them what to do. They need a coach like Steve Nash, which is perfect. They're gonna he's like their friend.
Yeah.
Kind of they're like, hey, you should run this play. And Kevin Durant's like, nah, we're not. We're running this play.
And I think KD could work with Pop. I definitely don't think Kyrie Irving could work with Pop.
No.
Definitely. Harden.
I don't know.
Harden. I don't know. He's an oddball. But Kyrie definitely could handle that
for sure.
But I think KD would be the only one that could really play.
Those 3 in the league are like the weirdest people in the league almost.
Oh yeah, they're all very strange. Dude, they're so weird. Some of the off-season shit I've been seeing with Harden, I'm like,
yeah,
you do, bro.
Harden's been
you
fucking
live your
weird.
life, you do your
Kyrie's
life.
weird. KD has problems with the internet.
KD's just takes everything way too personal.
Yeah, KD can't. He takes everything way too personal. He gets on the internet and attacks everyone that's attacking him.
Yeah, and I'm like,
bro, if you're an NBA player,
I get it. Getting a lot of hate towards you is hard, but like, wake up and be like, I'm Kevin Durant.
Bro, like,
I'm the best scorer of all time.
Yeah,
I'm the baddest motherfucker.
You're getting hate because people want to be you.
Yeah.
Like, if you're getting hate that much, it's probably because you're doing a lot of successful shit in your life.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that no one hates you because you're if you're not doing shit with your life. Like, who hates on a person that's doing nothing with their life?
Exactly.
No one. Everyone hates on you because you're
when you drop 50 against someone's favorite team, you're gonna get hated on.
Yeah.
But
you're successful, bro. Like,
like that's why LeBron different. Like you never see LeBron like complaining about the hate he gets, and that guy gets more hate than anybody.
KD does need to he needs to not fucking attack people on the internet though. That's fucking stupid. Like,
well, the thing is, if you let them know that it bothers you,
they're people are gonna attack more and more
to do it. You got to be like, yo, I'm Kevin Durant.
That's what people do on Twitter. Like they want
a reaction.
If I tweet something about KD and I get a response from KD, I'm like on top of the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, KD responded to me because I said he was a fucking shit, like a piece of shit or something.
And I'm
like,
gonna provoke him more.
Yeah, and I'd be like, oh yeah, let's keep attacking him. Like, no.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean that's why LeBron is like, that like there's obviously the physical side of sports, but mental is way more.
Yeah.
If you took LeBron, or if you took MJ's mentality and you put that in Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, fuck. A Kevin Durant with a Michael Jordan mentality would be the scariest thing, in my opinion, to ever happen. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jesus Christ, bro.
That's what I like about the players. They're just like, do their shit and they're great and they don't,
Don't
like
give a
Kawhi.
shit.
Doesn't say a word.
Kawhi's a robot, dude.
He gets fouled like a motherfucker and they don't call it.
Yeah.
He's just like, okay.
I've
I'm
never
gonna drop
seen him
50 tonight.
crack an expression besides winning the finals.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like I like those players that are just like they don't like. That's what I hate about Luka. It's like he's like one of my favorite players, but he bitches.
Dude.
I think he's young,
Yeah.
so like every
Gets
player,
better.
and he's a great player and he's young,
He does bitch.
and he does get a lot of like fouls that don't get called.
Yeah.
but that's gonna happen.
But so does LeBron and all those guys.
But they get
too.
called more because he's LeBron.
Yeah, but Luka does get calls.
He does.
Too.
No,
he
he
acts
does.
like he never gets a call, and I'm just like,
No, he
you know.
does.
And he's young. He's got to earn his stripes.
He's young. And
Like,
pretty much every time he shoots and he misses, it's like,
Yeah.
Bro.
Like, and you got to realize, bro, like these refs, like, you know, they've been watching LeBron play for 15 years.
Yeah.
They've watched you play for 2. Like, don't get me wrong, you're
He'll get
talented.
there. He'll get
but,
there.
like, you're not on the same caliber of, like, getting calls and benefit of the doubt as, you know, some of these veterans that have been all-stars
100%,
forever.
yeah, for sure.
He does bitch a lot. That's my only knock on Luka. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I think he's definitely gotten better, especially whenever he had.
That's all he has to work on, bro.
When he had like, because like the last like 10 games or some of the season, he had like one tackle away from getting suspended, and like he didn't bitch at all.
Yeah.
He bitched a little bit, but he didn't bitch enough to get a tech. And like I'm just like, just play like that the whole time.
Yeah.
Just play like that the whole
Like,
season.
you're not going to get a call because you bitched to a ref.
Yeah.
They're not going to be like, oh, Luke is mad. I'm going to give him a call next time. Like, dude, if anything,
You
it's
can
going to be
bitch,
the
but you
opposite.
can't. Yeah, just don't say the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Don't go up to a ref and complain the whole
Yeah.
entire fucking time.
Like, that dude bitches more than fucking Draymond Green does. And like,
Oh, Draymond Green is it? No,
Yeah.
Draymond Green bitches way more. Draymond Green's a fucking ultimate. He bitches all the time.
Yeah.
He was the one that got a couple years ago. Whenever he got suspended for sure for too many texts.
I do remember, yeah. But one of his texts, I think, were absolutely absurd. And then he got suspended.
Sometimes the texts are absolutely so absurd.
Yeah. I remember he was like clapping one time. And then the ref teched him up and fucking.
That's the funniest shit whenever like you're so far or like close to a tech and you're just like, you know that you got fouled or something and you're just like, you just look at the ref, you're like, ha, good call. Like,
yeah.
that's what I want. And they're just like, bro, I was telling you good job. Like, what are you doing? But it's just like sarcasm and shit. And they know, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like T. I hate that though about, it's so,
I don't like how NBA refs can dictate
it's
a
really
game.
pussy. Like it's getting to like the point where like everything, it's like really, it's like their baby and like it's, they get called for like the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, unless it's a blatant, like flagrant 2.
Yeah.
I don't think that a tech, especially if you're talking back to a ref, you shouldn't you shouldn't just, if someone talks back to you, unless it's blatant, like really
Right, unless
bad
you're like,
shit.
fuck you, ref.
Yeah,
like,
but if you're like, that was a bad call,
you're like, what are you doing?
that's
he hit me in the arm. Like,
subjective.
what are you
Yeah.
doing? You know, but
it's not like if you're giving someone a death threat,
right.
that's different.
But obviously you usually don't hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
So like he could have said anything and we don't know
Yeah.
because they don't really like.
I just hate when I see
You can't
a
really hear what
player
they're saying.
get ejected for talking to the ref.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but they could be saying some dumb shit, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
if you would have heard the audio, you might be like, okay, that's probably a tech.
yeah,
He might have threatened to murder his whole entire family, and we didn't know.
yeah. Oh
You think Tim Tebow was going to make the Jaguars roster?
no, definitely not. They used him for jersey sales, and then
they won.
They're gonna cut him.
I know Urban Meyer came out. He had up like a press conference and said that, or someone asked him, was like, so who's going to be like the starter? Because they have Trevor Lawrence and Gardner Minshew.
Yeah,
And I guess he was saying that like he's like, I don't know, like whoever wins the job. And I was like,
Gardner Minshew was playing really well too.
but I think it was just like, obviously you got to say that. You can't just say like, oh, Trevor Lawrence is going to be he's going to be the starter, because then Gardner Minshew's like, bro, why am I here?
Or I could see a world too where Gardner Minshew starts for the first part of the season. They suck ass, and then Lawrence has just been practicing more, like, you know, still getting accustomed to the NFL because it's a different game. And then eventually they're like, okay, like you've got a little more reps in, come out and play, and then he takes over the starting roster.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
so
see
excited to see like, I'm so excited for the football season in general, just to like see who starts and who, like all these quarterbacks this year and all these like good ass players. Like, oh, I can't wait.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm excited.
I can't wait for NFL and college. I don't follow college, I guess off season at all.
I don't follow it at all.
So like whenever I watch Arkansas, like the first game, I'll be like, I don't know any of these players, but by the third game, I'll be like,
receiver? That guy's a beast.
Yeah, but by the third game, I'll be like, okay, I know all these players. But NFL, it's like Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I know the whole roster.
Yeah,
But
same with
I could
New
probably
England.
name the whole 22 people on the defense and offense.
Yeah,
Probably.
I'm excited for New England this year. We went balls out free agency. Cam Newton got weapons. You know,
got Mac Jones.
He's more accustomed to. We don't talk about Mac Jones, but Newton's getting more
They
accustomed
like each
to the
other, Mac
Patriot
Jones
system.
and Mac Jones, and they have a good relationship.
Yeah. Oh, no, I
I love
like,
Cam Newton, dude.
Yeah, he gets. So
I
much
wish
hate, but
he was. I hope he's great.
I think. Well, I think.
I hope he's good this year, at least.
He's gotten a lot of weapons, and he went from the Carolina Panther system to New England. Like that's a huge disparity. I think like he's got more time to work with Bill Belichick, and and I think that he'll be a lot better this year.
I hope.
Like that's a hard transition to go from Carolina to New England. Like those are entirely different, offensive play styles.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're transitioning him away from being like using like his body and physicality to score because like his body can't sustain it. So they're probably transitioning him to more like pocket presence, passing, which takes time.
Yeah, I'm excited for.
I think he'll do really well
for a lot of these teams to see like. What
I think
they're
New
gonna do.
England beats out the Bills this year in the division.
Man, I don't know. Bills are pretty stacked. They were good last year.
They were, but I'm telling you, bro. Did you see our off season and
the draft was great.
Our
for
free
the Patriots.
agency signings too.
Yeah,
dude, our free agency. We spent the same amount this free agency than we have like the last 7 years combined on the free agency signings. We got Hunter Henry too.
Yeah,
let's go, Hunter Henry.
Yep. I love Hunter Henry.
And he's coming off being fully healed after his ACL. And that kid can ball too.
Yeah, dude, I love him.
He was balling at San Diego before his injury. I had him in fantasy, and he was dropping.
Yeah, I had him 1 year.
Yeah, and he was going off.
He's good.
I think we're gonna be very good. We just had a rebuild. We just had a rebuild year.
Yeah, but I mean they're not like Super Bowl there yet.
Have you learned one thing to never count out Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
Have you learned that?
But you also had Tom Brady,
you learned that? Yeah. Oh, we did. But don't get me wrong. But Bill Belichick is still the greatest coach ever.
Bill Belichick won without Tom Brady?
I mean, they're obviously Tom Brady helped tremendously, but
100%.
But Bill Belichick, Tom Brady didn't just win.
No, obviously they need each other.
Yeah,
he's a great.
Brady
obviously, he's a great
win
coach.
6 rings without his team.
He's one of the best coaches
right?
for sure.
He is the greatest ever.
One of them, yeah.
Brady
in the NFL, yeah.
Wait, Belichick's the greatest NFL coach ever, undisputed. There's nobody.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is this: is Brady obviously was a huge key to winning 6 rings, but Brady didn't single-handedly win those. The team helped, right?
Oh yeah.
Who built the team?
Yeah, obviously.
Bill Belichick. Don't count out.
No, I think it'll be interesting to see if he
Sidious.
can win another Super Bowl without him for sure. And if he does, then he's definitely the greatest.
I think he could.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, with Cam Newton, it's I want to see him win. I would love to see. I don't like the Patriots, but I do like Cam Newton, and I would like to see him go far.
Get a ring. Silence the haters.
Cause I like him. He's a good person. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he seems like he's actually a total bro.
Yeah,
but the media hates the guy.
I know. I don't know why.
But the media hates.
He hasn't had any
bunch of fucking
I don't
people.
think he's had anything off the field issues type shit.
I've never seen it off the field.
I don't think so.
Locker room issues I've seen, but to be fair,
but it seems like everyone loves him. Mac Jones loves him.
Yeah, Bill Belichick
obviously he's
likes
gonna love him. He's a rookie, but
Bill Belichick, and if Belichick likes you, because he doesn't put up with obviously.
He's
bullshit.
probably one of the hardest coaches, hard ass.
Yeah,
type coach.
Yeah, Belichick. Well, because Belichick respects hard work.
Yeah,
and
I think he's a hard worker.
Works very fucking
I think he's
hard.
a hard worker. Yeah,
he said he's one of the hardest workers.
I can see that for
on
sure.
the team.
Yeah,
which is all that Belichick cares about. He doesn't care how good you are. He cares about hard work. That's why they've won so many rings with a majority of players you can't name outside of their star 3 or 4, and they do win with people that you're just I've never heard of that guy.
Right.
But he has 3 rings with New England, and he's been on the team for 6 years. He plays a part.
Yeah, 100%.
So we'll see.
He's a good ass dude.
Patriots have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than the Cowboys.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they do.
We'll see how our defense is, and then we'll come back to that.
Dude, I'm still mind blown how poorly the Chiefs played in that Super Bowl against Tampa. They just seemed out prepared. I think Tampa just seemed like they were so much more prepared. Like Casey was like relying on Mahomes' heroics to do his crazy shit.
But it's also you have the best quarterback, and you're like, he's probably just in the locker room. He knows what's going on. Just firing up everyone. He knows the right things to say, the right things to do.
Yeah. Like if Tom Brady's gassing me
everyone up, everyone plays for him. Like they're always there.
He's a leader.
He's he's the biggest. He's like probably the best leader in the NFL right now. Like
probably the best leader. Like
he comes to your team
the first year in sports history.
Like, the first year and just wins a championship. Like
to an organization that's never won one. I lived in Florida. Tampa Bay's never won one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Brady and MJ, I think, are the 2 greatest leaders in sports history out of any sport. Who's better?
MJ. Leader wise, MJ had like. He was like different though, because like
he's a fucking ass.
Yeah, bro. Exactly. And Tom Brady's like a nice guy.
Yeah,
like,
but he
like
knows.
MJ was like a work hard. I'm gonna push you until you're fucking dying on the ground.
Yeah,
type of guy. And Tom Brady's probably more like a relaxed type of dude.
Yeah, but he still gets fired.
But they're both. They both won fucking hella rings. So
yeah, Brady. I'd say Brady better overall in terms of all sports ever. In terms of just best leaders, in my opinion, Brady's the greatest leader. In terms of leadership and off the field and like the personality, just everything about him. Yeah,
there's nothing wrong. That's like what has ever came out about Tom Brady that he's done wrong?
Yeah, literally nothing.
Tom or like MJ, there's always like he's had issues.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that. Well,
but anyway, Brady or MJ, leave it in the comments. In terms of leadership, Brady of all time.
Yeah, it's hard to compare. 2 completely different sports, but
I'm talking like in terms of just team leadership. That's why I think it's comparable in that sense of like,
Yeah, team leadership, 100% Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of better athlete, that's different. Sorry, but like Brady. All I know.
MJ. Basketball, you have to be. One person can dominate and win a championship.
Football,
you can have the best quarterback and still lose a championship because your defense sucks or something like that.
Yeah, there's 22 people,
that win
11 on offense, 11 on defense.
Basketball's 5, and you can win with
you could drop 50.
One great player and a good 4 or whatever.
Yeah. Football, you don't win. Like Mahomes, like Chiefs were kind of prime example.
But they had a good team around them, though.
Yeah.
A solid team.
They did. And he still lost.
But they won the Super Bowl the year before that.
Yeah, but they lost to Tom Brady.
Yeah. But they had a great team. Defense was insane.
They did have a very good team.
Bucks had a good defense.
They just out-prepared them, though. And that Super Bowl, if you really go look back, like it just seemed like they knew the Chiefs' playbook almost.
Well, defense, like same with like NFL, like defense wins championships. And the Bucks had a great defense. Mm-hmm. The Chiefs had a better offense, I believe, in terms of talent.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Bucks still had a very good offense, but the Chiefs had the best offense in the league.
If you can't score because you have a good defense.
Yeah, can't win if you can't score.
Win, yeah.
We do NBA free agency next week. We didn't touch on that too much. We didn't really touch on free agency
shit about free agency.
Well,
we did a little bit, but
we'll figure it out.
We did with a lot of trades, but like not like a
What we can do is we can do a portion next week about our predictions for like the NFL season.
Because next week will be preseason will be almost done.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda.
Yeah. Ooh, we'll do a fantasy NFL thing too.
I need to be in a fantasy league.
I'm in one. I see if we have room. I think we're doing a $50 buy-in.
I haven't.
We're doing a 10-man because to me, my favorite. 8-man, you get super teams. 12-man, you can get fucked if you get like.
Well, especially if you have 12 pick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But 10-man, I feel like everybody has a fair chance to get.
It's like the 10th person gets 10th pick and then the first pick, so you get 2 back-to-back.
Right.
So it's like okay.
And I think we're doing half-point PPR because full-point PPR receivers are broken. Without PPR, running backs are broken. Half-point PPR. It's like a good balance because like if you're not doing a PPR, first 7 picks are running backs every time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could do like a fantasy like next year or next week or whatever.
Yeah, we can get some people that are doing it.
Yeah, because I want to be in a fantasy league.
I'll text our GM and see if we have room.
Yeah, last year I was in one, but it wasn't good. It was with my coworkers and like there was no buy-in or whatever, so I was just like I literally stopped after 2 weeks. For like the second week, I just like quit because I was just like, my team sucks.
Last year, my 3 running backs were Saquon Barkley,
Torres all my players got hurt too.
Joe Mixon, who was injured from week 5 to like 15, and then David Johnson was my flex back who missed half the season. So those are my 3 running backs.
A lot of players got like COVID year. Last year was like tough because everyone got hurt. Yeah. There's a lot of injuries, so kind of sucked. But yeah, we could do a fantasy or NFL talk because it'll be like the start of the season.
I don't like doing anything preseason because there's always like the fucking crazy injury that happens to somebody that's a fucking
because we'll
baller.
Be like next week or say we do it next week or 2 weeks from now, it'll be like preseason will be almost done and they actually play like their starters like week 3, week 4 preseason. Yeah. So you'll be able to like get a glimpse of like where people are and shit like that. So
I'm interested to see how Dak plays.
I am too. He got hurt a little bit.
I saw he was getting into it with coaching staff about them not giving him time. They're pulling him out because, he said, "I feel good," but they didn't want to rush him back.
He wanted to keep playing in the like in practice, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, but he got into it saying he felt good that they shouldn't pull him out, but they're like, dude,
and then
we're not trying to have you get injured.
And then like a couple days later, he got hurt because he got like kind of hurt. I think they're just like protecting him.
Yeah,
and I mean, everyone's like taking it like crazy. Like, oh my god, Dak's hurt. It's like no, he has a strain. Like I get a strain all the fucking time. Like when I'm working out and shit. It's like
and you
gotta heal it. Like
and he was
chill
upset
out for a couple weeks.
He was trying to play because he'd been resting. I'm like, bro, this is
I want to play too, bro. He hasn't played in a year.
Yeah, 17 weeks though. Like this is a long game. This isn't. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Like
but when you're a competitor like that, you always want to play.
Yeah, I get that. But in practice, it's like.
Yeah,
part of being a competitor is also knowing how to prolong your, your
I'd be
health.
okay with him starting the first like couple possessions in like
preseason.
week 4 of last preseason game.
He's
and
acting like he's not going to start in the regular season. Like
like
second week
he needs
one
to chill.
starts.
Like I'd be okay if he doesn't even play in the preseason at all.
No,
I want to protect him as much as we can, and then first game, light it up. See what happens.
He's gonna the second week 1 starts. He's going in there and he's not coming out.
Yeah,
unless it's garbage time.
Unless he gets hurt, or it's garbage time or some shit. Yeah,
but like preseason, dude, just like
take a chill pill, bro. Chill out, relax.
It's a 17.
You got it, bro.
Before playoff week season, like you're gonna fucking have plenty of time to play.
Right.
Just don't be ignorant and rush in there and then get fucking hurt and sit out again.
Exactly.
Unless that's what he wants to do. And it's like, haha, I just made an asinine amount of money.
He's like, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna hurt for 4 years.
He's like, how much is my guarantee? Yeah, I'm out for. I retire.
He's like Zeke. He's like,
Zeke hosed y'all, bro. I feel bad.
I think it's not a big deal unless this year is his year to prove it.
This is his redemption year.
He's got to prove this year, or else like there was an ass contract. If he goes off and we go far in the playoffs, and he's like put up numbers, it's whatever. Yeah. That redeems everything that happened the past 2 years.
Yeah,
everything.
He's definitely.
This is his year because like if he's ass his year, like we got to get rid of him or something.
That's just the Cowboys running back effect, though, bro. Like you guys do that.
Well, and it's like nowadays you don't even need a running back right now. You don't need the best running back in the league. It's all about
passing league. Just like NBA transition to 3-point.
There's so many running backs that are good,
dude. And the thing is, you can have an average running back behind a great offensive line, and they're gonna look phenomenal.
Like the Chiefs and like even Tampa Bay.
And if you have a phenomenal running back behind a battle line, they're gonna look shit like Adrian Peterson for a while.
Yeah, if you have a good quarterback and a good offensive line. Your offense is good.
Average running backs.
Your running back is good with a good offensive line.
Yeah,
that's why Zeke wasn't good last year. I think because our whole entire offensive line was hurt.
But that's why there's no point in paying him because here example.
Obviously you can't.
Patriots like Garrett Blount won you remember how? He went to Philly after. Granted, he won a ring, but he was not doing shit. But he was doing great because of the O line.
Yeah, it's all about the O-line.
Stephen Ridley was doing really well. Yeah. But
it really depends on the
O-line. These guys weren't, Bo Jacksons because the offensive line was just that fucking good.
Right.
I mean,
it really does depend on the offensive line. Like they are making your running back look good.
Yeah, if it's different. If you have half a yard of space or 3 yards of space to move with, any NFL running back with that level of athleticism is going to do good behind a good
That's why I think
line.
Like Zeke last year because like our whole offensive line was hurt. Literally, like we had backups in pretty much the whole entire year.
Yeah, but it's like when Zeke was injured, was it McFadden that came in and he was doing really well. Same with what was his name? The Pittsburgh guy.
James Conner.
Yeah, after Le'Veon.
James Conner?
Yeah. James Conner balled out, and then there was another dude.
Can't remember.
Played like 4 games, But behind the Pittsburgh O line, you know, and then
Jets
what exactly did he do?
Yeah.
Because Pittsburgh's offensive line they're monsters.
Right,
Those dudes were. But yeah,
100%.
I agree. I don't ever agree with paying a running back a lot of money.
Not nowadays. But I think
back then,
whenever they did pay Zeke, it was like the end of like kind of like it felt like it was like the end of the era of like paying a running back.
Yeah, they
like if they would have waited one more year, I feel like they wouldn't have paid him.
I agree.
Like it was like that. Yeah. It was that era. Where it was like
and the jersey sales, the momentum, how loved he was in Dallas. Like
that too. Just like, and like Zeke and Dak are like best fucking friends, and it's like everyone wanted him to get paid basically and just like come back.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't think it was a bad deal. I mean, it depending on this year, it'll tell. Like if it's a bad deal or not. I think.
Just that cap space could have been.
I mean, last year was bad.
Could have gone to y'all's defense.
Yeah, but more for sure.
You know, same with like Van Der Esch. That guy, I feel bad, but he's a different story, like injury wise. But he's another Sean Lee.
He's a great linebacker, but I think his injury is he's gonna be like a Sean Lee, like a great linebacker. But Micah Parsons though, I think he's gonna be a beast.
Oh, Parsons. Yeah, dude. That dude's a freak, bro.
Like, I think he's gonna he might take over a spot of Van Der Esch or Jalen Smith.
Van Der Esch, I could easily see.
And Jalen Smith was ass last year. Everyone hated on him. Yeah, but I like Jalen Smith. He's one of my favorite players just because I like the way he is.
Because he got that fat contract, and then because he was playing lights out, and then he got that contract.
Last year he was really bad.
Yeah, I'm. Like last year, I try to give a bunch of players the benefit of the doubt because of COVID.
Because just everything going on,
COVID, like, you know, they were kind of like in
everything was weak everywhere, just like
the
whole entire.
But we're in the same situation now with COVID, so we'll see if it changes.
Yeah. It seems like we're almost repeating, like the way we looked at the season last year.
Yeah, we thought
going into the season was like, are we gonna even start on time? Are we gonna like, what's gonna happen? And like, you know, a couple weeks ago, we were like, "Oh, the season's gonna start. No COVID cases. Everyone's gonna be fine."
That's how fast. And now,
like
strain is spreading,
today,
dude.
it's like, shit. Is the season like? Are we gonna shut down again? Because like,
and then you have the whole debate between the like NFL requiring vaccinated players to like, if you're not vaccinated, you can't travel. And like,
it's like if
something like that. I don't know the exact.
So if you,
I know it's a huge talking.
If someone tests positive that doesn't have a vaccine, and it kind of wipes out like, and they can't play. They take a loss. Like, they're not going to reschedule it. So, like, last year, it was like, if you got COVID, they reschedule it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This year, it's like, if you're not vaccinated and it's because of a unvaccinated player got COVID and kind of, like, spread it, I guess, whatever, they take a loss. And they take a hit of a pay cut for everyone on the team.
Playing.
I think it's, like, everyone on the team. So, that's why it's a big deal right now. It's like,
I'd be like, hey, fucker.
It's like they're not telling you to get vaccinated, but they're basically
forcing your hand.
They're forcing you to basically get vaccinated, or it's like, oh, you don't have to get vaccinated, but if you don't, you're gonna lose millions of dollars.
Right.
So you might as well get vaccinated. That's kind of how they're putting it up.
It's a tough situation to be in.
It's pretty tough
because it's like at the end of the day, it's your choice to get vaccinated or not.
But everyone's gonna look down on you for not if it does come down to where you lose a game for not getting vaccinated almost.
Yeah, my thing is on it is like, it's your personal choice
100%.
to get vaccinated or not. I'm not fully for that. But my thing is just like, you know, from like a patriotic standpoint, it's kind of like, it's like your duty to protect those around you. You know what I mean? So it's like helping protect other people, not doing that, you know, but that's my opinion, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm never going to ever be like, the second somebody mandates a vaccination, I'm against that because it's your personal choice.
Seems like where it's going now, which sucks.
It's just like
we'll see how it changes from the next time we have a podcast.
Yeah, bro. The rate this is going,
shit could literally change in a week.
Yeah, the past 2 weeks have been crazy as shit.
It's been like it's changed a lot in the past like literally a week, 2 weeks.
Damn. So if you're vaccinated though and you like get COVID, they won't forfeit you.
That's where
I don't understand.
Shady. It's so confusing because it's like, how do you tell like if a person is not vaccinated and they got it, like where they got it from?
Well, they probably do mandated like vaccine. I wouldn't imagine they would be like how you got it. It's like if you're vaccinated and you get it, and like all the people, because let's say everybody on your team that tests positive is vaccinated, they'll reschedule it. But like if you have one person that gets it and isn't vaccinated, you forfeit.
That's what I don't understand, because it seems like that could be the case. I think it just depends on the amount of vaccinated versus unvaccinated or something, maybe.
Yeah, because I also saw a thing about, like, I don't know if that was league-wise or just team-by-team basis of, like, unvaccinated players wouldn't be allowed to travel on the team plane to games, and they would have to pay out of pocket to travel to where they were going.
Yeah,
I saw something on, like, I don't know if that was by a league basis or that was team-by-team.
I don't know.
Which is it? You know,
there's a lot of weird rules going on right now.
Yeah, but like doing that, like now you're telling somebody to go to a public airport where they're bound to get it to travel. Like,
there's a lot of
fuck. That's like
the vaccination rate though. It's pretty high in the NFL now. I think it's in the 90s or something, which is good.
It's very good.
Yeah, so I think everyone's kind of.
But the issue is,
I think it'll
the players that people know about. It's the coaching staff.
Yeah,
because those guys, coaching staff is. They're around the players 24/7, so if your coaching staffs isn't,
well, I think they count those into
they count those
into the number of, I think it's just player and personnel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Bucks head coach, what's his name? The fucking Buccaneers head coach.
Andy Reid
no,
Andy Reid. I'm thinking of Chiefs.
Bruce Arians.
Yeah,
I think didn't he just come out and say it's mandated his entire team is vaccinated if they want to play?
I don't know. Yeah. That's so weird because it's like you really can't mandate that, but you kind of can. Well,
you can because then you can just say you're not allowed to come to practice
right.
games.
It's like you can't mandate it, but you kind of can. You can make their life hell almost.
Yeah, because like what you can do is like if you're not vaccinated, you're not allowed to come to practice into the games, and then you're in violation of your contract.
Something like that. It's like we're not mandating it, but you can't do this.
Yeah,
and then basically you can't play if you're not doing this.
Yeah. So it's like what our employers could do. Like they could say if you aren't vaccinated, you can't come to the office, and then you're gonna miss out on being in the office to where that like looks bad on you.
Well, and so like our company was like, you can come to work, but you have to wear a mask if you're not vaccinated.
Yeah,
and so it's like literally you're gonna be walking around and everyone that's wearing masks, you're gonna know, they're not vaccinated.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it's like it's like a violation of privacy almost.
Yeah.
And it's just like everyone knows. It's just like
but it's also it's so slippery because then you're kind of like, fuck, I don't know, dude. That's just such a sticky situation.
It is. It's very
not a fun thing to be a part of at the C level, having those decisions.
No. Fuck.
Because I'd be like, I don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole.
No.
Work from home remote for the next year.
That's what I would be. I would say I'd be like, just work from home like for the next forever until we figure shit out. Like,
yeah,
there's no like everyone's doing fine from home.
Everybody, yeah.
Why would we like try to complicate things by going back?
Yeah, because our office
making things difficult.
Our office did offer a crazy incentive of like there's a money, I don't know if I can say like dollar amounts because of like if you're vaccinated, you get entered into a raffle. And there's like, depending on the vaccination rate of the company, there's an increase in the prize pool. And then like, if let's say we hit a certain percentile, like, there's 5 names are drawn from the vaccinated pool and you can win like, dude, I was like, if I could win the amount of money they're offering, like I wouldn't have to work for a year, put it that way.
Damn.
Like that's how much they're fucking offering. Like I could literally not work for a fucking year.
They're fucking trying to get everyone vaccinated.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's crazy.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm enrolled. Yep. They're like,
get me in there.
Yeah, they said you have been enrolled because
just need a shot. Fuck it.
Yeah, I was like, fuck yeah.
That's funny. All right, well, you want to wrap it up?
Let's do it.
All right. Until next time.
Until next time, this is CNN signing
Season
off.
9. Episode 9. Yeah, we've gone through 9 seasons.
Yeah, we're
24 episodes in each.
56 years old now. It's crazy.
All right, peace.
Peace.